boys and girls. So today we're doing modeling addition and subtraction of decimals. So we're going to be adding and subtracting decimals. My problem says Gloria rode her bicycle 0.75 miles in the morning and 1.10 miles in the afternoon. Make a model to show how many miles Gloria rode in all. So they're giving us our two decimals, 0.75 and 1.10. And they want us to make a model to show how many miles she rode in all. So I know if it says in all, I'm going to add. So now let me make my model. When I'm making my model, I'm going to use my place value blocks. So first I'm going to start with the first decimal, 0.75. Okay, wait, let me do this over again. So when I do 0.75, well, first let me make a PVC chart. Okay, that's the thing I should do first. So I have my ones, decimal, I have my tenths, and I have my hundredths. Okay, remember, if we're thinking of this like money, our ones are dollars, our tenths are dimes, and our hundredths are our pennies. Okay, because I have 0 ones, I have $0. I am not going to have a block that's like this, that's fully shaded, that looks like this. I'm not going to have that because I don't have any ones. They're 0. So I'm going to go to my tenths, my dimes. So 0.75. So I have 7 tenths. I have 7 dimes. So I'm going to make my 10 base blocks. I have and I'm just trying to do my best. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to cut them into 10 little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's not perfect, but so these are my 7, 10 base blocks, and I would count them like this. I would say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and that's why I have a 7 in the tenths place. Now I go into my hundredths, which are my pennies. I have 5 hundredths. So I would just draw 5 little blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's how you model 0.75. But then they're adding it to 1.10. So I'm going to make my place value chart. I have my ones, I have my tenths, and I have my hundredths. And I want to plug it in. So 1.10. So here I actually have 1 in the ones. I have $1. So I'm going to draw my big ones square. Okay, and it's not going to be perfect, but we should all know this is going to be cut into 100 squares. I'm not going to make 100 squares right now. But this is my my ones block. And then if I go to the tenths, it says I have 1/10, which means I have 1 dime. So I'm just going to draw 1 10 base block and cut it into 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I go to the hundredths, there's 0, so I don't put anything else. That's it. So that's how I model my decimals. Now we're going to add them. So I'm going to add them over here. I have 0.75. And let me draw my place value chart really quick. I almost forgot. So I have my ones, decimal, tenths, and then I have hundredths. I'm just going to abbreviate it for short, okay? So I have 0.75, and I'm going to add that to 1.10. Okay, so notice our ones are aligned, our tenths are aligned, and our hundredths are aligned. So now I'm going to add 5 plus 0 is 5, 7 plus 1 is 8, drop my decimal, 0 plus 1 is 1, and we get 1.85, okay? And also, if you read this together, you will get the same thing, 1.85. So I have 1, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So that's how we add and model decimals.